Okay, guys, so welcome back to another client testimonial with Inside Traders Kingdom, with Inside the Gold Trading Community. Today, we are joined by Stuart. Stuart, my friend, if you wouldn't mind real quick, just share with me a little bit about you, your background, when you got started trading with us, and then we'll dive in from there. Sound good?
Yeah, that's fine. My name's Stuart. I live in Manchester in the UK. How long have I been with the community? Just over 2 weeks now. Everything's going absolutely fine. My background, I've been dabbling in a bit of Forex here and there with copy trading and stuff. I came across Bradley through a friend of mine who was posting this on his Facebook. So
Nice.
I contacted everybody and joined, and it's been absolutely fabulous.
Perfect. If you wouldn't mind kind of sharing, I want to kind of share your before you got started with us, like if you've had any wins, any losses, any bust accounts or anything like that.
Well,
And then how it's been since you kind of got started with us as well. That'd be great.
I think, like everybody, most people, yes, I've busted accounts along the way, just in various past experiences. Accounts get blown when you're not in control of your own money. So we have to move on. We have to take the loss and learn, and we move forward all the time. Yes.
Definitely, definitely. So since you got started with us, if you won't mind kind of just sharing, I don't want you to get your phone out and my Revolut's on there if anyone got that. But I don't want you to share, obviously, like all the kind of transactions that you've had since you got started with us, the trades that you've put on. But since you got started with us, what did you deposit? And kind of where's your account sitting at right now? What's the growth? What's your best week been, if you will?
So basically, I started with £1,000, and after a couple of days, I put another £1,000 in. So
Nice.
I had an account of two grand. Over the 2 weeks, I've made £3,200 profit before today. We've drawn my £2,000 back to my bank, so I'm playing on money that's profit.
Profit. So let me get this right. So 2 weeks ago, we put a couple of grand in.
Yep.
Fast forward now 2 weeks, we've taken the initial investment out, the initial money we started to get with, and we're over 3K in profit in 2 weeks.
We certainly are, yes,
And
absolutely.
are you doing any analysis? Are you looking on the charts every day? Like, or are you just copying and pasting the
No,
trades?
I'm just copying and pasting, and eager to get to learn how the charts are worked out. But that'll be
Nice.
a bit further down the line when all the training happens.
So what's your day to day? What's your day to day job? Are you in accounting? Are you in finance? Are you in?
No,
What's your day to day?
I'm not working at the moment.
Okay, perfect. So this is good for you to be doing,
Absolutely.
alongside being at home, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So
Nice.
I came out of work last October, and I've been away a few times since, and then now I've decided that this is the way forward.
Perfect, man. I think that's a great thing that a lot of people kind of miss when they get involved in trading. They always want to have that compound growth. They always want to be keeping making money. But I think listening to this is a testimonial for a lot of other people that are going to watch this and listen to this back, actually putting the initial investment in, but more importantly, taking that out. So now, like you said, you're in a position where this has cost you nothing other than time, but you've got your initial money that you started with back, right?
Yeah, and I think one of the things I have learned is that take your profits. Just take every week. You don't have to withdraw it all, but just take some money out and go and spend it. Spend it on your life rather than just leaving it in there because, as we know, one day it might just disappear.
That's it. And I think also it shows an amazing level of discipline to be able to do that. Like a lot of people, especially, obviously, I don't know your situation now in regards to work, but for someone who's not working, some of the people that I've come across, their mentality is to chase the money, to make it so they don't have to go back into work. Whereas you've kind of flipped that mentality on the head, which is incredibly strong to be able to do that, to get to a point where you're like, actually, I understand where I'm going to be. I'm going to take my profits out on a weekly basis. So the fact that you've taken that 2 grand out, you're playing on profits right now, and to be in a position where you can almost lose that, and you've had an experience at the same time. But we're not going to lose it, obviously, right?
No, we're not going to lose it. And one of the advice that Bradley does give is read the Trading in the Zone, which I've been doing over the weekend and end of last week, and that certainly does your mindset a lot of good.
So I think that's a great subject to touch on. Like from the trading in the zone, what do you think's been your biggest takeaway on that so far? Because I got my biggest breakthrough in the first 12 pages, I think it was.
I think it's just getting your mindset that losses will happen, and the fact that there's nothing you can do. It's just as soon as you press that trade, it's either going to go up or go down. If it goes in your favour, good. If it doesn't, you've got your stop loss there. Move on to the next trade, and just don't worry about it. That's
100%.
That's the way it is.
So basically, set and forget is the mentality to an extent. You almost want to forget that you've put it on and let it run. If it'll either win or it'll either lose. And I like what you said about like being comfortable taking profits, because everyone looks at what they could have had, the money they could have hit if it had hit take profit 63. Whereas, am I right in saying that you're sometimes taking the trades before they hit profits, or what's kind of your kind of system? Are you just kind of setting and forgetting, or are you closing out when you're happy with the profits?
I'm usually closing out when I'm happy with the profits, but I do, and I will be honest, I'm taking the stop losses out because I'm trying to get me mentality around if I lose, I lose.
Okay, good. Good.
If I only lose a tenner on a trade, I probably, but if I'm losing £200-300 on a trade, exactly. I want that to not bother me in the slightest. And
For sure. I like that. That's a very good mentality to have. Just be mindful of taking the stop losses off. I got into that very early on, and it was good because the account was going like this, but then the open trades at that exact time, they were hemorrhaging the account a little bit, and the equity wasn't there. So even though you've had the wins so far, I would still keep the stop losses on. And if the numbers start to stack up where the stop losses start to hurt a little bit, like you said, them £200-300, that is where I would maybe lower or scale the lot size down a tiny little bit. But for someone who's been in the game 2 weeks, you've been part of the community only a few weeks, to hear that you've put your money in, you've taken the money out, and you're playing with profits, if you will, I think that's a fantastic place to be in, because now, the losses that you're going to have are going to be lessons, but also the wins are at the same time. So, for someone watching this who's only a few weeks in, or is looking at this for the first time, that's maybe a little bit skeptical, they're maybe a little bit worried, they may be thinking it might not work for them, what would be your kind of biggest tip, if you would?
Follow the plan. Just follow the plan. Read up on the rules that are set out in Bradley's group. They're at the top of the Telegram group, and just follow that. And if you follow that, you will win 90% of the time, which is the stats say.
That's it. So just to clarify, what was your setup fee again? How much did it cost you to start?
£2,000.
But I didn't charge you anything for a monthly fee.
You've charged. It's absolutely free. Everything's free. Good.
And I think, how do you think that set your mentality off? Was that something that for you was a red flag, or did you feel comfortable with it knowing that you had friends in the network that were already doing it?
Well, it wasn't a red flag when I got into it, and when you taught us which broker to use for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
And I looked at the broker, and I know that they're FCA regulated, so you're covered. Your money's virtually safe in there. And when you realise that you're doing it for our benefit, that
for sure.
everything was fine. There was just no way, because you can't take our money. So
no, that's it. And that's one thing that I really like to touch on with people is like your 100% control in your own money, in your own funds, with a company that's been going for 15 years, and having the ability there to just plug and play and not have to set up a monthly fee or pay monthlies or anything like that. That's why we've done it how we've done with the sponsorship with the broker, so that people can come in like you that want to kind of get their feet wet, but they might begrudge paying a little bit up front. They might begrudge that monthly fee. Whereas with this, there's no setup fee, there's no monthly fee. Everything that you've got in your account is yours 100%. You withdraw it whenever you want. And I think that's just a great testament. And I'm really glad we had this call, because obviously I know, I've seen some of the results that you were putting into the group, and I was like, man, this guy, scroll back, I was like, hey, he's only been here a couple of weeks. To see them type of results within a couple of week period is incredible. So I just wanted to kind of get you on and just have a really quick call with you and just share some hints and tips, if you would.
Yeah, if anybody's watching this and you're on the fence, try it. It's because at the end of the day, one thing you will learn, that you are responsible for your trade. Bradley's team will give you the parameters, but you're responsible for pressing buy or sell, and you go from there. Once you realise that,
That's it. I always like to say we're all grown-ass adults, and we're all responsible for our own trades. But from our side, we like to make it that little bit easier, to give you the parameters, to give you the stop loss, the entry points, the take profits, to make that journey a tiny little bit different. And like you said, with a 91% win rate, we're definitely on the right track to help people grow in their accounts. So, one last thing before we jump off, I want you to kind of share your biggest takeaway, if you would, since getting started. I know you kind of already shared it, but like, what's one extra thing that you would kind of, aside from what you said already, what's one thing that you would kind of recommend or say to people?
Just get started. That's all I would say, and learn the plan.
Nice,
learn
man.
and follow the plan. It's as simple as that.
Fantastic. Well, I appreciate your time. Like I said, this was going to be 5-10 minutes max. I really appreciate you jumping on and sharing this after such a short period of time of being with us inside the community. And it's amazing to hear someone go from that 2K initial starting point to making 3-4K profit, withdrawing their initial starting, and then now they're playing on pure profit. So I want to take your time to thank you for it, mate. And I'm looking forward to seeing your results inside the community. See you soon, buddy.
Thank you very much.